Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at Connect Cafe and Events in downtown Chillicothe. I'm here with my man, Cory G, and today we're going to have real stories, real impact, and real people. Cory G, thanks for joining me today. How you doing?
Yeah, man, glad to be here. It's a rainy day, but we're bringing sunshine on the microphone today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Matt, I was thinking on the way down that there's so many things going on in your life, right? And it's 10 years for an overnight success, if not more, right? Always. But I think there's certain things in the way that you've operated that can offer a ton of value to the listeners and inspiration.
Yeah.
And so I put together a list for you, and I didn't send it to you because you asked, and I was like, no, I'm firing live.
Sure.
Of just like statements and questions that when I say them, almost like not really necessarily rapid fire because we can kind of bat it back and forth, but just what comes to mind.
Yeah.
And I think that there'll be a lot of value for the listener. So you up for it?
Let's go.
I love it. All right. So here, my first one. How do people know they can count on you?
Yeah, I think through execution. Like the only way you can count on somebody is over time.
Yeah.
Right? I tell everybody, don't believe me. Don't believe me. See if I show up today, see if I show up tomorrow, and see if I keep showing up. And I think that's the only way you can begin to count on somebody, not by their word, not what they say, is about what they show you and what they keep doing.
I love it. And even when you said that, it was like a little chip on the shoulder, like almost like, I understand you might not believe me, but allow me to show you through time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that because, you're always leading with like a positive mindset in that. But I heard that for a second because there must have been enough people that had not believed you previously, maybe. Or maybe you're fighting from the way you used to be.
Yeah, I would say the childhood trauma, the old fears of I let a lot of people down. I let myself down. And for 10 years, I've had a few falls lately, man, for 3, 6, 12, 2.5 years. I'll tell you what, I haven't missed in about 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to. I'm going to show up tomorrow. We're going to come back next week and do it again.
I love it. So then that goes to my second. How do you earn somebody's trust in business? Is it similar?
Yeah, I think the first thing you want to establish a relationship.
Yep.
For years, people have knocked on your door and said, Cory, what can you do for me? The first thing to establish trust in a relationship is add value to the person you're seeking to develop a relationship with.
Facts. People miss that part, man.
When you go somewhere, give. Do not expect anything in return. Once the person responds to you and wants to set up that conversation, that coffee, or, is intrigued by your product, that's when the trust is earned. It's not, days, weeks, months later, and they continue to water each other and not be a one-sided relationship.
Yep. So if you think about Connect Cafe, is that the way you're thinking about earning the trust of Chillicothe and the relationship by having events, adding value, bringing people together? It seems like that's one of the things you're the most excited about.
Yeah, so excited. Chillicothe is a bigger town than my town, right? It's still small in retrospect to Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland. There's a lot of people in the town. There's a lot of coffee shops. There's cafes all over. I just say, allow me and my team to share an experience with you.
Hell yeah.
And if you enjoy the experience, come back, tell a friend, and just know that our goal is to overdeliver. We don't expect it. We don't expect you to come back. Our goal is to make your experience so special that you want to come back.
I love that. The next statement I got is, or I guess question is like, how do you view improving on your craft? Like, what is the thought process around that? And I know some people are kind of just mindlessly wandering out here, but talk about maybe the intentionality or the way that you view getting originally good at meal prep to now into just business in general.
Intentional with your time. So I think every day, every week is an opportunity to reflect. In business, you better begin to understand numbers.
Yeah.
You better understand your top line, your bottom line. Without understanding numbers, you can be real delusional, think you're winning. But really just reflecting weekly. And that's my quiet time, whether it's Sunday morning, or Sunday morning or Monday morning. I approach each week and I think, what were the things that happened really well? What were the things went bad? And what can we improve on? and that's relationships within my staff. Was there any conflicts? And, I want my internal staff to police that themselves.
Sure.
But ultimately, I'm the head coach. I'm the leader. My voice carries a little bit different. So if I pull somebody into the office, I understand all aspects from poverty to chasing money to seeking time off to death in the family. So if I can get a holistic approach of that employee, like what is causing them to have a bad week?
Yeah.
And then I want to fix
Why are they acting this way?
Yeah. And repeat the question there.
It's how do you view improving the craft?
Yeah. I think by simply as nothing's guaranteed. So often somebody will sell a product, somebody will start a business, and then they will just hire out.
Yep.
Okay. I'm owner operator of 3 businesses. I start my day inside Dreamboat Fitness. I stop by a couple of Keeney's Kitchen locations to water those facilities. And then I'm up here at 8 o'clock in the morning at Connect Cafe.
You're already talking, that's the third thing. You're already, it's 8 o'clock. I love that.
Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've already touched base in 3 businesses. But if I would choose to, be on vacation, just work remotely, you have to intertwine and be relevant with inside your work umbrella.
Yeah. What stuck out to me, Matt, is when I came down to the Lucasville location the first time, in understanding the depth that you went into the meal prep, not just giving me a quality Asian chicken meatball, but the fact that the level of freshness and understanding and that's what you hope that the person that's selling hundreds of thousands of meals understands. But I had been around this my entire life and never saw anybody explain it like you did. So that showcased immediately the intentionality of the craft.
Yeah.
And if people started to understand, I want to be great at this, but not just here, but as a whole in the industry that I operate in. And I think if more people pushed, I always told myself I just didn't want to be a good trainer in my local area.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a great trainer that could be looked upon in my industry. I always viewed it that way. And I think there was a day that was true because of that, right? And so I think that's what I saw with what you're doing also. And so not only did when I bring it up, but I also wanted to commend it because it's super important, I think.
Cory, can I piggyback off one thing?
Sure,
so
please.
This is my 3rd time being obsessed.
Okay.
Right? So
okay.
2017, I became obsessed with weightlifting,
Sure.
CrossFit, understanding the barbell, the back squat, the barbell traveling in straight lines from bench press to power clean to deadlift to back squat. And I would be laying in bed watching YouTube videos of you, Coach Mash, anybody that was teaching it.
Yeah.
And I teach the barbell path, the power clean very well, and I execute it very well. I was obsessed. Fast forward to meal prep. I spent, literally 3 months of YouTube, researching, traveling to different locations, became obsessed.
Obsession is a powerful tool, man.
And then now we're on our 3rd venture of coffee, cafe. Am I excited about the back house, the kitchen we've talked about? Not necessarily, but I am obsessed with human interaction and positive growth. And I think as I continue to water that obsession, it's only going to produce great fruit.
Bro, amazing. And what I love about the title too is what it is. And a good name for a business or anything, when you can, in the title, it can tell you exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to walk in, and plus the material that we're creating, that you're creating in general, is going to lend to all that. So super important. Little things matter. They still matter. That's the statement I wrote down. It seems like in your world that you haven't got lost on that, no matter how big the numbers get.
Yeah, absolutely. As I walk into, the meal prep facility here in Chillicothe, the first thing is I look at the cooler standards. Are all the meals pressed forward? Is the floor swept? How are the windows? What is the first impression?
Yep.
All right. It upsets me if there is grass on the rug as soon as you walk in. Why? It takes 30 seconds to resweep it. You never know if it's going to be the first time of customer experience. As well as somebody comes to, your website, your app, they walk through old school. How is somebody going to greet them?
We definitely have grass on the rug in old school, but that's also part of the vibe.
Yeah, that's vibes. That's vibes, right? It's going to be chalky. It's going to be grimy. But is Cory going to acknowledge them, or is Cory too good to give a fist bump, a head nod?
Sure.
So yeah, little things matter. Absolutely. Human interaction, it takes nothing to be nice. It takes nothing to say hello. You know, you don't have to have a conversation with everybody, but you can wave.
You can still acknowledge everybody. I think that no matter how big things get, understanding that that's always true is so important, Matt. And at the height of MP, when it was doing crazy stuff, and I answered a tweet from a guy named Cole Susak about creatine.
Yeah.
Look where that became.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, because that's how I just remember thinking, I don't care how many people it says that's on this thing, if I treat them like they would be walking in my gym. And I read that tweet from Cole. If Cole was 15 years old, which he was, walked in my gym and asked me how to take creatine, that's what I would have told him.
Yeah.
And then, you know, years later, business partners, and obviously the graphic gangster has got his own whole situation. He's a killer, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, you just never know where those interactions are going to lead to.
And had you not responded,
He might not have searched to come to old school and learn from me and all these type of things. So that's a really good, easy example of something that would have been easy to be like, I'm just too busy, too big time to respond to something so, you know, juvenile essentially, or basic. But it just goes to show like all of that stuff matters.
And Cory, let me tap into that right there by saying words of affirmation. As grown men, sometimes we tend to just stay in our wheelhouse or our comfort zone.
For sure.
I reached out to you personally, right? You didn't have to respond. I built a relationship, and I'm adamant about seeking relationships that I want to. You know, the guy sitting over here, Hector, many people. I'm going to knock on the door. If I want to build a relationship, I'm not going to wait for the opportunity. I'm at least going to try to make it happen.
For sure.
So by not leaving anything on the table.
I've operated the same way, which is why I've been able to learn from some really great people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is part of, you know, it becomes, I look at it like coaching to your point. It's like, I feel like I'm part of a tree that is from some really great people. And I'm going to take pride of that, you know, for the rest of my career because of that. But if I didn't reach out, be consistent, be intentional, be mindful of their time, be pinpointed, none of it would have happened.
So question, did Louis Simmons reach out to you, or do you reach out to Louis Simmons?
No, I love Lou. Whenever I had, you know, it really started from Dr. Serrano.
Okay.
So I had done the same thing with Dr. Serrano, showing up at his office till he'd be my friend, which then over, you know, 10, 12 years then led to him introducing me to Louis. Yeah. And then Louis' just interaction was so funny, dude. I go up to West Side, he's rocking back and forth on this chair, and he's just telling me if this stuff's like to my supplements, if this stuff's shitty, I'm just going to tell you it's shitty. Yeah. I go, well, that's all I wanted was a real chance at it. That's it. And it was literally that dry and basic and cut and dry. And he had a good experience with the nighttime formula at the time. And it opened up, you know, just a sea of dialogue and wealth of knowledge because I was adding value to him. Yes. I didn't ask him to tell anybody about it. I was like, if you feel a benefit, then we'll see if it can help the gym. Yeah. And he cared. I knew what he cared about. He cared about the numbers and the gym. That's it.
If anybody's not listening, Louis Simmons is the greatest strength coach of all time. Columbus, Ohio, and Dr. Eric Serrano is
one of the best, you know, medical nutrition doctors that's ever lived also. So it's cool to be able to, you know, really not only just interact with guys like that, but, and I think like, you know, hopefully early in our, you know, kind of relationship too, is like see how people operate. Dude, when you can see how people operate, what their expectation of their learning, of how they execute, the way they think. Louis Simmons, Dr. Serrano, Arnold Schwartz, all these people, they're all crazy. Yeah. But they're all crazy obsessed, which is why they became great at what they did. And so like being able to take what version of that you want to apply is just so valuable, dude.
And Cory, I got to tell you this. So meeting Dr. Eric Serrano at Sorenex, right? I build a relationship with you. We go to Sorenex, meet Bert Soren, and there's a game. I see Dr. Serrano literally just being a wizard, healing people on the spot.
Such a wizard, bro.
And I can't even describe like how quick he can not say heal an injury, but diagnose the problem and help assess that. So with that, immediately my wife undergone a hysterectomy, right? She's had triple knee surgery in the past. So body's really, so she had a hysterectomy. The doctor didn't prescribe her no post hysterectomy. So now her body's not producing anything. And I was asking him, I got one question with him, I asked him about that. He said, how would you feel if I cut off your balls?
That sounds like something Serrano would say.
And I said, well, probably not very good. He said, that's exactly what they did to your wife. And you're expecting her to feel good? So the neat thing about that, immediately I came home, through your recommendation, I scheduled an appointment. Now his daughter treats
Jessica.
Brooke, and 6 months later, like she's feeling back to being, even younger. You know, so.
And I remember meeting Jessica when she was still in high school. She's awesome, and her husband is my chiropractor, Dylan Seeley. Super smart guy. So that but once again, just think about what Serrano started with his just the way that he looks at the world.
Yeah.
And I'm a 20-year-old kid just saying, I want to learn from you. Like it was better than going to any college.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. That's cool that now you're getting to see kind of like where a lot of my stuff came from and the understanding of just oh, this is the nut job that the smart guy Cory was learning from when he was a kid. I was so young.
But also the power of developing connections of people that operate at a higher level.
For sure.
You begin to see how high level achievers operate. And then if you operate at a high level, now you have an opportunity to knock on the door and seek service or value.
100%. This is one of the things I wrote. Just how do you show up?
How do you not show up?
We'll see. It could be interpreted however. That's why I didn't add any context to it. What is that? What do you mean when you say that?
And I get the term from you. I didn't create it. You created it years ago. You just instilled it in me. It's non-negotiable, right? At 4:30 this morning, it wasn't based. Was I tired? Yeah, I was tired, but I knew I had to get to the gym. I had 60 minutes of cardio was on my mind today. I was preparing for this conversation. How do you not show up? Like, you can lay in bed, you can choose to grow or not to grow, but
it's that black and white.
Yeah.
And I think that in my opinion, the sooner people look at it that way, the better off they'll be, Matt, because everybody can make all of these it can be gray and then the world can turn gray. Yeah. Or you can be like, this is how I operate. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to show up to do. And then I get a chance at whatever comes from that. And I think that that's what I'm really motivated to try to get people to continue to look at the world that way. It's not that there's not a million things that are difficult along the way, because we talked about 4 or 5 things that exactly.
It's all difficult. It's all difficult.
Exactly. That's just part of it, right? Okay.
Corey, how about this one? I'll throw it at you.
Sure.
What if?
Yeah.
What if?
I wasn't okay with that. I wanted to know.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I didn't want to ever think, what if I would have done this or not, or stayed in the mine or not took this job or not moved away or not tried that business. I wasn't willing to be okay with that. And some people are, or maybe they really haven't thought of it that way, but you should, because at some point it's just what it is, meaning you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the truth, right? Whether it's under the bar, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, ultimately we're all going to face that part. So it's do you really want to sit around and the other thing is it might've been what if at one point, but it doesn't have to keep being what if.
Yeah.
There can be the next thing that you're wait, I'm not going to look at it that way. I'm really going to figure it out. And I'm not going to care what all of these other people think that I don't really care about anyway. Yeah. They don't care about me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that understanding is really important for me.
With this Connect Cafe project, a lot of peers, a lot of associates, man, that's a lot. And yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's what I signed up for. It's what I go to bed early. It's why I wake up early. That's why I be in learning to be intentional with my time. But what if we do have the opportunity to impact hundreds and hundreds of lives? What if? Would it be worth it? I believe so.
Of course. I think of it 2 ways. It's is it a lot? And I might even have said that to you, but I would end that with, but you're ready.
Yeah.
So it's not just is it a lot, period. It's a lot, but you're ready. So to me, Matt, it's what I've watched from you is the work capacity has grown. Yep. The understanding, the confidence has grown for an opportunity like this to be able to question that you being able to drive by here or actually stand in your other shop and see someone else operating your opportunity in front of you. And you weren't willing to say I'm okay with that happening. And I used to think about this with the island. Would I have been okay driving by on a boat and seeing someone else be on there? Yeah. And the answer was no. You know what I mean? But it was that black and white for me. I was not okay to say what if and watch somebody else execute it one day, because it would have happened.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have moved to someone else, as would have this.
Sure.
So I think that's an important part. And if you're not okay with that, then you got to move. When you think of the word over-deliver, what comes to mind?
Over-deliver is The standard.
There, that's what I was looking for,
standard.
Matt. That's what I was looking for.
The standard, and
Because that's the truth.
yeah, once again, it came with a lot of not delivering in my younger years, not delivering to myself, not delivering to my wife, not delivering to my parents, not delivering to my college football team, left a lot on the table. And then being able to channel all that from the day my father passed away, and just boom. All we have is one shot, one opportunity. Eminem,
Eminem, baby.
You can't. And yeah,
You
just
think that
under
like
promise.
you think that like feeling what it is not to meet the standard or deliver allows you to now be the opposite direction, because you can clearly look at this, and this is the one thing I'll always come back to with Carnegie. He said like 2 ways to not get what you want: do what you're told and not do what you're told.
Yeah.
The only way to get what you want is to over deliver. It's just the truth. And if you look at it through that lens, how can I add more value, over deliver, be consistent, then you'll get a chance to get what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that like the unfortunate part is, I think people think the over delivery nowadays is just doing what you're told or what's required. And it couldn't be further from the truth. And the sooner anybody understands that, the better off they're going to be. Because if you are even stagnant at some point, the first thing I will go back and read is the Going the Extra Mile chapter in How to Raise Your Own Salary, and remind myself, am I truly over delivering in what I'm doing right now? And usually the answer is no. So what is that over delivery piece that can, take it to another level?
Yeah, for the past 40 days, you've been giving away a free service.
Yep.
Right? No monetary current gain. It's going to add value and make the long delayed gratification at some point. It may put a few dollars in your bank account, or help pay for a staff member, help pay for revenue ads. But as we're sitting here talking about three things: fitness, exercise. You're a specialist. Food, meal prep. We didn't create it. It's been around since the beginning of time.
Yep.
Coffee. There is a million bazillion
million coffees. Yeah.
So what separates you?
Maybe more than fitness and meal prep, even, Matt.
So it has to be the over delivery and the experience, because we are in customer service.
Yes.
Somebody's coming to you. They're coming for Cory. They're not coming for the barbell or the how to get abs in 6 days. Everybody offers that. They're coming for you. And as what I pride myself on is, you're coming for connection. And you're coming for an over delivery, and we'll make it right. We're going to make mistakes, but I promise you the customer service will win.
I love it. So good. This statement, just be pleasant to work with.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I don't know where I'm going or where you want me to go. So I'm going to say just be pleasant to work with.
Attractive personality, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, but be pleasant on days that you're coming to work, right? You're getting paid. Whether I'm getting paid, a staff member's getting paid, you got to leave the emotions, leave the at home, or stay home, right? Call off. But
there has to be a baseline of like, this like is the way I'm going to operate. And some days it might be not the most amazing, glamorous thing.
Sure.
But I'm still going to be treating the person alongside me with a level of respect and expectation that we can continue this train on the right track.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I'm looking at. And you have consistently led with an attractive personality, Matt, which is, even if you don't feel ultimately positive, you're going to force yourself to look at the positive, be positive, because you actually still might be the most positive person that person runs into that day.
For sure.
That's something I used to think about as a trainer a lot.
Yeah.
That this lady would come in and work out with me. She might have been yelled at by her boss. She might have had a bad day at work. Her husband might not pay attention to her. Her kids might be fighting with her. And then she comes to my place. And then if I'm having a bad day and I'm just sitting on the exercise ball and I'm pissed off, then what's she got to look forward to?
Nothing.
Exactly. And so I would think about that scenario a lot when I was having my own pity party for myself.
It reminds me of in the weightlifting game, right?
Yep.
4 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever, we're in group fitness. Well, that's why CrossFit is so powerful.
For sure.
You could be having a bad day. You go exercise with 3, 5, 10 people. You're going to be going through the motion. And then eventually that contagious personality, that the energy is going to transfer to you. And I know you've came in the gym hurting, beat down.
For sure.
And some of on your worst days, you've hit your best numbers.
Absolutely.
Because all of a sudden it just clicked and the energy was like you've never seen it. And so when we have weekly staff meetings within my ever-growing team of literally, Cory, I think I have over 50 employees currently.
Think about that. You wouldn't even sure if you would be able to employ yourself.
For sure. So
that's amazing.
Being selective with our staff members and vetting our staff, whether it's Will, now Megan, I got a girl over here, Molly right now, like the smiles are infectious. Mm-hmm. So I hire strategically. I think you would agree.
Yep.
And so even when my staff's coming in on a bad day, somebody's going to rub off them on positivity.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially if like the group, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
It's really important. All right. So this is like a 2-part one. You like all my notes here, huh?
Yeah. You came prepared. Good stuff.
Setting expectations verbally, or I guess mentally and physically. Like we'll say personally, because that's not really about anybody else, but like yourself. Like how do you think about both of those?
Setting expectations personally?
Yeah, mentally and physically on yourself. Like how do you process that on a regular basis of what's required for Matt to be Matt?
Just your daily, the habits, rituals, and routines. We go back to Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect of...
Great book, by the way.
So good. I mean, I think it was the first one that I read that you recommended. And there's a lot of years that it will just slip away from you without having some daily accountability. I used to wake up at 9 a.m. on Saturdays. I haven't saw past 6:30 or 7 a.m. in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, boy.
So it's not by accident whenever you begin to plan out your day, plan out your week, have expectations of yourself. There's times, I'm a napper midday, especially in my early training of my gym. I would be up at 5. I would have a gap from 1 to 3.
Yeah. That's the time where you get most tired too, for sure.
So tired. So just the expectations of self that I got to lead by example. We talked about before, if there's a camera following me, if some, who you said, Coach Ryan?
Coach Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, if I follow you all day, am I going to know your goal? So I think about that all the time.
It's such a key thing to think about because I know a lot of, there's been a ton of times where I'm like, that's not true right now.
Yeah.
And I need to expect more out of myself. I think here's the one thing I wish everybody could experience. They expected the most or maybe more than they thought. And then they got a result that was based around something they never thought also could happen. And if they could understand and feel those things, I don't think they'd ever be the same. Yeah. And I would argue the problem is it's the chicken or the egg, right? People want the second thing, but the first thing has to happen. And then the first thing's not guaranteed on the time frame. And so the reality is there's a discipline that has to be created for a period of time to give you a chance to achieve that second thing. Then to me, it becomes addicting.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, I do this. It's a real easy equation. Yeah. I do this and I get that. And then it's like, how long are you willing to do this to get a chance at that again? And I feel like you've obviously experienced this and continued to, which is why you operate that way. But maybe talk to the person that doesn't buy into that or has not experienced that, Matt.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to piggyback real quick is once you experience winning, right? For the past 4 years, I feel like I've been on a trajectory of winning.
Absolutely.
So you have higher standards, higher expectations. You got to work when you don't want to work. That's the difference.
Yes.
I think it's the difference between being unsuccessful and successful is literally doing what the unsuccessful person is not willing to do.
Yep.
Black and white right there.
Yes.
Once I read that, it's like, you mean to tell me if I don't sleep in, if I don't stay up and watch Netflix, if I just wake up and just chip away daily, it takes it back to the compound effect.
Yeah.
Add a little bit daily. Eventually, it's going to turn in to a large win, a large success.
It's also like being intentional around both of those things. Like you're not just getting up blindly and saying, well, maybe I'm going to bench today and then I'm going to do, like actually thoughtfully thinking, these are like maybe the things that I need to intentionally learn and be about. These are the things I probably need to do for my fitness situation, whether it's walk every day, lift weights, run, whatever it is that you're into, but like saying I do this Monday through Friday, this like actually scheduling a time to, And
I think I just figured out, Cory, that I've experienced what I don't want to do, right? You've worked in the coal mines. I've worked in a plant. I went to college to be a school teacher. I taught a little bit and I hated it. I hated everything about being a school teacher. I hated everything about everything about it.
It's funny. I thought I was going to be a teacher originally too. We are teachers, just a different way.
Yeah, different way now. And then so I worked in the corporate, I worked construction and hated everything about it. And then once I experienced winning and being fulfilled during the day, I could never go back. So that's literally the recipe, the sauce. Once you am able to overcome what you dislike and find what you like. And what's crazy is
there's a level of energy that comes with that. That's
goodness.
like, because it has to come from someplace else.
I think I've heard
because
you say,
it's lined up.
I think I've heard you say it before in a previous podcast is if money wasn't anything, if I had all the time, would I still wake up and do what I'm doing?
100%.
Yeah.
I know that without a fact, like it's a fact.
Yeah.
And I knew that because that's one thing that, over the time people ask me a lot about. And I'm like, well, think about if you got up at a weird, crazy time to do exactly what you loved.
Yeah.
Like whatever that is it this, that, or whatever? Mine just happens to be lifting weights. And then I also end up making money from it.
Yeah.
So it has a dual purpose, right? But the reality is now it being part of the business is probably solidified why it was so like regimented, because it's also part of my job. But the reality is like, I was going to compete anyway.
Yeah.
For many years, because it's just what I do, right? I just am thankful that my hobby, my job, my passion all kind of intermixed together. Yeah, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see what's all. The gym taught you what, Matt? It's a couple lessons from the gym.
The gym taught me how to love and appreciate hard work.
Oh yeah.
And, from deadlifting 225 100 times to even in the early CrossFit days, I didn't like burpees. Who does like burpees? Burpees is the dumbest thing ever. But shout out to my dude Dale a long time ago, and I got a chance to meet him after our last podcast, and we shook hands and talked a little bit.
That's cool.
I said, dude, you had me doing things in my late 20s that I gave up on, right? 17, 18, we're running suicide sprints in football, but I had to, right? Then post college into young adulting, and I'm going into his gym and he's making me do 100 burpees over the bar, kettlebell swings.
It's a brutal one.
But the feeling at the end of it, so empowering, so rewarding, that then I took that, I can do anything I want in life.
Yep.
If I just did that at 27 years old, at 33 years old, at 38 years old,
yep.
I can do anything I want. Apply that energy to now business, and
yeah,
it's how can it not be successful? Whenever I'm going to show up just as passionate, excited tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then just continue to repeat. There's going to be hurdles. We just walked through this. There's several hurdles that I'm facing right now. Lots of them. Don't got to share them with you, but I have the ability to fold and quit the workout and say the workout's too hard, or I have the ability to create a solution, double down, dig a little bit deeper, fix it, and then everybody wins.
I think the gym taught me how to also like fail a big weight and then still come back and get it.
Yeah.
And I think that I started applying. Listen, when I read about Arnold applying the disciplines from the gym and his diet into his business, it made all the sense in the world to me as a younger business person. And I would look at, it's funny because this was really highlighted during the Squat Every Day back in the day, especially when it was big on bodybuilding.com and all that. There was people that had never missed weight in their gym, Matt. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because I worked out in an environment where it wasn't looked down upon.
Yeah.
So I'd be traveling, I'd be at some Y, and I'd dump 500 pounds on the floor and the whole place would go crazy. And I'd be scared everybody's grandma on the fucking treadmill and all this. And it was like, I was like, wait, this is extremely uncommon. To me, it was no big deal because I'm like, maybe I'll make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was literally my approach. And then I started getting messages from guys that were like, I've never missed a weight in the gym before. I'm like, so that means you've never all the way hung it out to dry? Well, no wonder we're not making no progress.
Yeah.
And so I really applied that same thing that like, it's not some big, massive event that makes everybody upset. You just get back up and do it tomorrow. And it's really the same way. Obviously, there's repercussions in different contexts and different situations, but I think the gym taught me how to believe in myself, how to build long-lasting earned confidence.
Yes.
Not the fake stuff that people are putting on. Like it's real, which is why people get weird around me because they feel it. Yeah. Because I earned it. You can't take it from me.
Yeah.
I earned every piece of it, right? Good, bad, and indifferent. And then I think the failing forward, like the Jordan taking the million shots to make X amount, like all of that always made a lot of sense to me. The other never did, which is probably why I leaned in to try to attempt to be a high performer and continue to operate that way, because it's part of the process. I'm not scared of it.
For sure. For sure. And, you know, I've been in the gym 20, 25 years. I see a lot of guys still to this day leave some in the tank. Don't empty the tank. Probably don't even understand what emptying the tank is.
There you go.
And then yet they're not 100% satisfied in their life. They're not 100% confident. Their marriage is maybe a little bit on the rocks because they're always leaving a little bit in the tank.
Now, look, the wheels can fall off sometimes too when you always empty the tank, which we know.
Yeah.
But there's an element of that that's important for any type of growth.
And I'll tell you what, Cory, what I'm kind of probably most proud of in my weightlifting and fitness career is body awareness. You know, I'll come in, I can judge by 225, 315, 405.
You got it today.
Like some days I got it, some days I don't, and I'll back off. And what I've noticed is I've tried to when I train folks, they'll try to pull the big weight whenever their body, they didn't got it. I can tell by 315, hey, let's cut it today. Oh no, 405, and then boom, the injury happens.
That's really smart at these ages, Matt.
So if we're talking fitness and weightlifting and longevity, body awareness that, hey, some days we got it, some days we don't, but we're going to come back. I'm going to have it. I just pulled 500 pounds 5 times the other day.
That, which is
and
awesome.
I channeled. I had some issues that happened the day before. That I took that energy right then in that moment. I didn't get to tell you this early. I had that energy. I said, Matt, boom, like I stuck it away, and I said,
use it.
Before I even left the day, I said, tomorrow I'm pulling the heaviest weight I've pulled.
It's funny is I was just telling Trayvon this morning at the gym because I lifted a little heavier the last couple of days, and I'm going to try to. I got a few conjugates I'm going to work on in anyway. And I told him, I said, I'll use the word annoyed because I'm not discouraged. It's just part of business. I'm a little annoyed by some of the things I'm dealing with some of the things you just shared, right? But for my entire adult life, I basically power lifted. Really. So I started competing when I was 17. So I would be channeling that probably unknowingly, Matt. It's like hitting the bag, right? It's like there's an outlet that I could go miss or make that deadlift. It's happening Monday. And I think that I didn't realize how much that was contributing to probably the balance of me being this crazy entrepreneur this entire time. I would argue I needed it. And so I started kind of my own awareness of like, what am I missing? Of course, I like the lights on in the competition, and that would be great if I get back to that. But what I need to do is reset. Here's the 4 deadlifts, squats, and bench presses. And what's my number right now? And how can I improve on that from wherever, not what I used to be, just what I am right now. And I think that that'll be really a healthy way for me to kind of experience that same thing. And so if you're listening to this dialogue and you can't really identify with all of it, but there's a portion of that everyone needs some type of release or channel that then can make them better. And that's different for everybody. It just happens to be heavy weights for us, I think. Yeah,
especially, we're adults, we get annoyed that we have conflict, and being able to channel that into the weight and then go be dad. And like literally after
it literally helped you that day.
I looked at, he was down there, got to experience it. I said, I correlated to drugs too. I said, I don't know narcotics, and I've never really shot up. I said, but I can promise you this. What I feel right now is the most amazing drug. And I was on a high the rest of the day, loving my wife, loving my kids, because I've already experienced the hardest thing I would ever do. To this day, that's at 42 years old was a PR. So
that's cool. That's I think it's just good for people to understand that, because I think as people that have been in weightlifting for so long, Matt, like our entire lives essentially, the outside, sometimes people, they don't get it. They think it's only about the bicep vein or the way we look, and they don't understand like it's partly the balance of the craziness too. But it wouldn't even have to be business. It could just be at your job and you're facing all these, ups and downs, and you need that. So I just think that that's part of like, if you don't have that, I think you need to search it out.
Yeah, and I was happy to see, I think I saw you deadlift 315 yeday, getting back under it.
Yeah, it felt good.
Like that's the Cory we know. So
I had a lot of people actually hit me about it too.
Stay healthy. It might be 315, it might be 365. We don't got to do 500. Let's wait until
I have it that day.
Until you have it.
Well, and I even I just saw Levi reposted a video about Louis just talking about the 5 pound conjugate.
Yeah.
Like just
5
be
pounds a week.
dedicated every time you come up against it,
Yeah.
beat it by 5 pounds. And so I'm going to try to really be disciplined in that. So that's my whole plan. All right. Do you have to remind yourself to work hard, Matt? Or is it now like, have you brainwashed the new Matt, we'll call it, since like some of the misfortune?
I think the reflection in the mirror is your greatest asset or your biggest nemesis.
Dropping these dimes, bro. I'm picking it up. Go ahead.
And, I drive alone a lot. You drive alone a lot. Self-talk, the power of self-talk. A lot of people have a negative self-talk. My wife is big on that in females. She kills it.
Oh, yeah. Women are bad about that.
So when I drive down the road, I'm reflecting on wins, losses. But no, I'm a winner. Like, as dumb as it sounds, it might be cocky or conceited. It's like, no,
dumb.
like I tell my kids, like, you got Keeney on the back of your jersey. We operate different. And we didn't operate different 10 years ago. We operate different now. There's different standards. And the work.
There it is. There's different standards.
And the work hard is part of the process.
I would say different standards and expectations.
Yes,
They're
the hard
set.
work yields, just like you said, the hard work yields greater results.
Yes.
So why would I ever stop working hard if I know that the results are going to just keep increasing and more fruit?
That's what I always kept saying. If I know what I get, why would I change it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because a lot of people, exactly. It's back to the Eric Thomas, like you got to the league, now you want to chill? Like you're in the game.
Yeah.
You're in the 7-figure level. You're building the life that you want. Now it's time to back off. You already know what that's going to give you. You know what I'm saying? And I think like what I'm starting to see, because my kids are a little bit older than your kids, like I'm seeing that they believe it.
Yeah.
Because they're experiencing it, have experienced that baseline of this is just what it is. This is the outcome of if you put forth this, the conversations I'm having with my older 2 kids, and now starting with Andon 2, as he's starting to do better in sports and grow up a little bit. And it's like, I think they believe it.
Yeah.
Because it's true. And like, if the expectation is to win and the expectation is to go move forward in life to do what you love, that was my whole plan, Matt, was, of course, I wanted to have like nice stuff and be wealthy and all these type of things. I just knew everyone around me didn't like what they did. Everybody got to work, bro.
Yeah.
Like that, like, unless you got like a different situation, and I would argue you still even need to work to have some type of purpose, right? No matter how much money or dough you got. So if I could provide a backdrop of support and confident behavior to go do what you want to do, so you can be happy as an adult, to work for whatever period of time that was my plan. And so as I'm seeing my kids get older and understand that that's what it is, they're not going to starve, but they can still be hungry. And that's the thing that I'm really like pushing on now, is that I was a starved, caged animal. You can't replicate that.
No.
I'm different because of that. But there's these elements of what I've continued to operate with that will allow them hopefully to get their own hunger with the support of mom and dad believing. Because AG said something to me about, I used to do this a lot. I would talk about how much I believe in my project, and I would look across the person from me and I could tell if they didn't believe. And I think he felt that on me. And I said, no. I believe in you. You need to believe in the project. I don't need to believe in the project. I just need to believe and support Alex. Do I think the project's going to work? Of course I do. But no one can believe like you believe.
Sure.
And the sooner you understand that this, what you felt is not support, it's just a different type of belief. And he was like, I was like, you think people could really believe in Muscle Farm back in the day the way I believed? Of course they couldn't. Think they could believe in Max Effort, Cory G Fitness, any of the projects, the original personal training studio. No one believed in that but my mom and Rachel. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that those type of convos, which will be coming up as your kids get older, unbelievable, Matt.
Yeah, 2 things that come to my mind is whenever we've really began a relationship 2.5 years ago, when I texted you about the meal prep opportunity, like to, get some of your wisdom and time and maybe collaborate, is at some point I sent you a picture and an image that said, Cory, I just want an opportunity to have a seat at your table. And I think about to that day, and maybe I do have a seat now, but it's not guaranteed.
I'm sitting at your table, by the way. You own this no matter what anybody says.
But, my seat in your household's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So goes back to the over delivery.
Yeah.
I wanted to, busy season of life, 47th birthday the other day, Saturday, you invited me up, which I'm thankful to have that relationship. Did I have to? No. Did I want to? Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I wanted to. So one, thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
But I couldn't spend a long time, but I made it up there, dropped off some food, got to see you for a little bit and bounced out.
It was cool to have Hector up too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then secondly,
I want to tell you the thing that you said though is probably one of the best things I heard that whole time.
Okay.
Because of what you were witnessing.
Yeah, sure.
And that's exactly the life that I wanted to build and the environment that I want to build. So to me, it felt normal. Yeah. But you came in and you were like, you were looking as a third party, obviously a homie, a business partner, but you were like witnessing something that felt very different to you, not just because it was on the island.
And I'll share this to the listener out there. So I'm 42, Cory's 47. Birthday party, summer social. It just happened to be a birthday party, summer social. And we got about 15 to 20 from grown adults to young 18, 20-year-old kids playing 3-on-3 basketball like it's the NBA championship.
Facts, like
NBA championship.
Facts.
So bring that down to Southern Ohio.
Yep.
You talking about a birthday party. There is lawn chairs, no physical activity. Yep. You're eating pizza, you're eating chips, Diet Pepsis, Cokes, and we wonder why we're a sick society. Yep. And so as a third party attendee and non-biased, I looked at it as like, man, this is unique. I've never seen anything like it and probably still won't.
I was joking around that I was trying to have like a 12-year-old birthday party. But literally, like, to me, I always think about, and back to what you mentioned about reflection, I reflect on, how do I really want to spend this? I want to be on the island because of the body of work and enjoy it, right? I want other people to have that experience because that is what it is. Being there, no matter whether once or 10 times, it's an experience each time. Then I want, or almost force, the experience of playing against, there was dads playing against their kids and playing against other kids they know. And then like, you know, us even as dads playing on the same, like I wanted to kind of force that experience of like that lifestyle. And then like how many people commented on how, because your chili is healthy, but it's so damn good, Matt. And like, dude, the amount of people that came over and said something to you was, so it's like, but there's still a little bit of dysfunction. We're still smoking cigars, had a couple drinks, but it's all like within this whole kind of, you know, kind of experience. I don't know. It's just like, when I look back after that night, I really reflected on what you said. And I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. Yeah. And it was just cool that you kind of recognized it when you came.
Because just know, it's another 1%, however you look at it, that's not common. What just took place there within the family dynamics, and to be past 20 years old and perform physical activity, it just don't happen.
I was trying to dunk on people, bro. I wasn't tripping. No, that was cool. That did you have some other point on that?
Yeah, I was just going to share. So I have a 12-year-old son and a 9-year-old son. We're talking back to the family dynamics or hard work. Yeah. You know, my kids have it all, right? Have it all. You and I grew up in the trailer. For sure. Didn't know if we was going to get school shoes. Didn't really have the Allen Iverson jersey. Nah. You know, my kid has more jerseys than he could probably wear to school. My daughter, beautiful, dressed. So that's a big concern. I worry. Yeah. Do they have too much? But structure in our household, going to bed at 9 or 10, limited some screen time. They see my wife and I go to the gym every single day. Yep. My wife runs it after school. My kids get dropped off at the gym. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, there's a youth class. That's cool. That is non-negotiable that they participate in. Yeah. And it just so happens that my daughter, maybe I'm doing a little dad brag, but it's also proud. My daughter is incredibly skilled dancer. Mm-hmm. She works extremely hard. She has more work ethic than my son. She would dance for 4 to 6 hours. My son, uber talented, has ability, lacks a little bit of that drive, but you're showing him what it's supposed to look like, Matt. And so I coach and I tell him, like, your last name's Keeney. We operate different. He gets hit and he's like crying a little bit in football. Football's a tough sport. Yeah, of course. You're not coming out, go play. And he sucks it up and go, and he's having an incredible 6th grade year. You know, my dreams, aspiration is not go to the league. My dream for my son and daughter is to be coachable and be leaders. Yeah. Whatever happens from there, I'm good. I said that a lot when AG was doing really well. I'm like, I think the other thing is I've been around what the athlete looks like that goes to the league. And I just think like most parents have not. Yeah. Like Braxton Miller was at the game last night. You stand by Braxton Miller and you go,
oh, okay, this is what
That's what
a dude that can play in the league and only played a few years. You know what I mean? But could be a Hall of Fame Ohio State athlete. And you look that looks different than, what most of the athletes are out here. So it's like, you just start to understand, like, this was when I was around Sean Merriman, that spoke more than anything. 275, crazy athletic, like wildly intense. And I'm like, that's what an NFL linebacker looks like.
Yeah.
Like it's different, right? And then you look at somebody at your local high school that's complaining about and you're like, bro. Yeah. Like, so I think that perspective has only helped me on how I would interact. And, my thing was, I wanted my kid to be a varsity letter winner.
Yeah.
If he decided to do anything after that, great. But like in the immediate, most important situation in their world, it's that.
Yeah.
If they're into the sport, to be good locally, to figure it out. If there's those other aspirations and work ethic, then yeah, you're going to water it. But I think they just having like real expectation has been key to
And you
that.
know what just sparked interest or a thought in mine is grace to parents. Like you said, you just mentioned Sean Merriman. You've got the same beside Braxton Miller. You saw athletes. So my question is, local parents, maybe they just don't know.
I think that's part of it. Or not recognizing that you're living through your kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot, because a lot of times when there's like problems, it's usually with the parents were not that good athletes. And so they see something better than them, which they want to highlight, which I understand. Sure. But you have to understand how that sits, like in your own brain a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can be passionate about winning and losing in sports, but I'm thankful that I experienced and spent around time with some really, really great athletes to understand expectations on my damn self and on, other kids around me. And then there's some kids, I see it and I'll speak it into them like, yo, it's there.
Yeah.
You should be expecting more, because could you play Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays? Like, that's determined on how you work and your situation. That's not everybody. And I know that's not everybody.
For sure.
Right? So, but I think the kids that I speak it to, they look at me and go, well, this dude actually knows because he's been around it.
Yeah.
And then they can go decide what that looks like after that. All right, next. Good convos, Matt.
Good.
Dreams don't have to be responsible. Did any of your stuff sound responsible at first?
Not at all.
I would argue they have to be irresponsible.
Yeah, delusional. I had a conversation with my wife of if I had maybe any common sense or if I was smart in school, the dream, like, who's going to walk away from $100K a year to go open a gym in a town of 1,800 people? Where
if you would have critically think about that, it would have made zero sense. You'd have never done it.
But I was obsessed with the dream.
Yeah.
Okay. I was obsessed with the delusion, and then just knew it was a skill. Okay. Versus degrees, got the teaching degree, meant nothing. But skill acquisition, whenever you develop skills, it's something nobody can take away from you.
Yeah, facts.
And why does every single day somebody want to find a trainer? Why is every single day somebody asking how to lose weight, get stronger? So once you develop that skill, sharpen the sword of understanding how to add muscle, I just knew I was always be employed.
Yeah, that's facts.
And that's self-employed, right? I'm trading my hours for dollars.
For time, yeah.
But it was in a field that I was passionate and enjoyed being there.
Who's the dream team for you? Like, who's the team of advisors, people you've encountered that you feel like it made a huge difference? Hopefully I make this list, but in general, I think it'd be good for you to just kind of shout out whoever that is. Yeah,
dream team. Cory G right here, sitting across from me, mentor for day one. From the mindset manual to what people don't know is the business and biceps, the podcast that lasted 3-4 years, that I had the opportunity to wake up every Monday morning and take a college course for free. Listen, take notes. It's not by accident that you've built 3 or 4 businesses. That I was doing the math this morning. So 7 figures would be, let's say, $1 million. Right?
Correct.
8 figures would be $10 million. 9 figures would be $100 million to 100 to 999 million. And this man across from me has built a company, co-founded a company that landed with gross sales in 300. What was it?
Top was like 177.
$177 million
in a single year.
in a single year. So if you compound that over a couple of years, like,
oh yeah, it was like about so we probably sold in half a billion, probably
half a billion.
And
So
I think Max Effort's done maybe around 30 direct. Cory G probably 8-10. So yeah, we're talking like bordering 550, 600.
many numbers.
Yep.
So to be able to share these conversations with you and you pouring in me and giving me gas when I need it, pump the brakes a little bit, you know, been a huge win. And second, Todd Crabtree in Lucasville, he's my Giovanni. So in the food industry in the beginning, he had 4 or 5 pizza shops, didn't wake up on third base. Mom and dad, super hard workers. He had both of his siblings, addictive personalities, right? And also in the drugs.
Sure.
Captivated both his sister and brother, still struggles today. Lost his mom early, self-made. I've never met a man that works daylight to dark like this dude. He's not married, nor does he have no kids. So I tell him he has a little bit of get married.
He's addicted to that.
Yes,
but
he's addicted to winning.
Yeah.
Oh, the man doesn't shut up. Another guy, Brandon Holbrook, in the early years, he owns a pharmacy. He helped me understand some financial literacy and positivity. Another guy, Jason Crabtree in Lucasville. I got to see as a young kid what successful looked like. I was 8 to 10 years old. He ran a carpet store, coached all the ball teams. So
that's cool.
Huge house, all the land. But what he did is he loved everybody in town. And he still continues to win because they say Jason could sell a roll of used toilet paper and somebody buy it from me just because the way he interacts and he doesn't ask for anything.
See, it's those guys. That's why I asked you this question, because everybody has some of those people that are probably lesser known, essentially not on social media, don't care to be, but made an impact at 8 or 10 years old. That's why I asked the question. That's really cool.
Hometown. So yeah, Jason, Todd, I began training at Dreamboat Fitness. Didn't know it. He just came in and said, hey, I want you to train me because he liked my energy and passion. But that's a short list.
Yeah, it's cool.
3 to 5.
I love it. Well, and I guess my bigger reason why asking that is, you know, if you don't have one, you probably need to find one.
Sure.
And it doesn't have to be necessarily high profile people on the internet. There's people in your local town that are operating a way that has provided the life that they want, or that you look and view and say, that's a better situation than I got going on right now. So they must know something. So I just said that because I want people to understand that that's like really important.
And Cory, I think you taught me in the business of biceps, like find the most successful people in town, go knock on his door, buy him coffee, keep showing up and just see what you could do for him. Let me go do an errand for you. And then you're going to learn the skills that he has gained in 30 years. He'll be able to share in a 30-minute conversation.
It's huge. How do you view competition, Matt?
I have tunnel vision. So I don't look to the east. I don't look to the left. I don't look to the right. I look straight ahead. What can Matt control? If there's 5 coffee shops on this street, I wish them.
There might be.
I wish them abundance. I want them all to succeed. If somebody walks past these doors, what are we not doing? Right?
There you go.
Not
looking inward, not outward.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking inward. How can we create an experience that somebody's not going to be able to walk by these doors without coming in here? Yeah. With the aroma that we put out.
Ooh, with the aroma.
And that's no cologne.
Yeah, well, I think that approach is what everyone needs to hear, because I think a lot of people think, well, this person is doing that and that person is doing this. It's cool to understand what the market's got going on, but to directly, I don't know, play defense off of someone else, to me, is never really like a winning way to operate. Because if you look inward and you build an authentic situation and experience, they can't rip you off.
Yeah.
It's more the opposite way. I think about, what can Cory offer at Max Effort that's an experience that you can't just go say, oh, I'm going to do this too.
Can't.
And that's what the Mafia membership is creating right now, by coming to the Muscle Island Olympics and doing this stuff at Old School, and like the infrastructure that's taken me years and years to build, now that can be shared out as an experience that is hard to replicate, I would say. Yeah. And that's what I kept thinking, like, what can I add? What can I add? What can I add? Where's the experience? Where's it tie in? And when your aroma is different, it's hard to, so I view it the same way.
And I think it's what you taught me, like the scarce mindset versus the growth mindset.
Yep.
I'm looking like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? What are they doing versus focus? I tell all my staff, control what we can control. We can control today. We control our output. We can always fix problems, but let's control.
Yep.
We're not worry.
I agreed. All right, let me see what else I got here. Got some good. These some nuggets, bro.
Super solid.
What do you view as separators?
Lack of distractions.
Boy, a lot of people need to hear that, Matt.
Because I know everything.
Separator, right there.
I know everything I used to do. I look forward to the Friday night Buffalo Wild Wings, the 6 beers that turned into 12, and what that do? That wrecked my weekend.
Yep.
For me, I could have 1 or 2, and it's more so way more than about beer or whatnot, but staying up late, sleeping. So now Friday night is no different. It might be 11 o'clock, but my alarm clock still goes off at 5 or 6 in the morning on Saturday. And I know yours does too. And I'll wake up.
Even when I don't set an alarm, my internal alarm goes off at that time.
Lack of distractions. Being selfish sometimes with your time.
For sure.
Being selfish and just knowing the yield is going to produce.
No is also an answer too, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Powerful. Whenever you begin to say no, and I tell this
boundaries
to
and
myself, because at the beginning of business, we want to say yes to everything.
I would argue we almost have to.
Have to.
Yeah.
But whenever you can, the teeter begins to totter, the tide begins to roll in your favor over a compound of years, and you can say, respectively, no thanks. It just, it's going to cause more hiccups than positivity, but appreciate the opportunity. And then also having the ability to send them to somebody in your same field. Hey, I can't take you on as a personal client, but hey, I know this gym down the street. They would be a great fit for you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a CrossFit gym right across the street. Tracy will take good care of you. Go see them.
Yeah. No, I've done that a lot. I think there's power in that too, because you're showing that you're choosing the work and that you're not like needy and just taking everything. And like, I don't know, when it happens because you're just clearly so busy and so focused, it's like in a good positive way, not like a negative way, like, oh, I don't want you. Yeah. It's like literally like you're going to be better helped over here because of this, and this, and I want that for you. It's a different vibe.
And Cory, I can share a real-time story with you. When I started the meal prep company, I'm just thinking, man, if we could get 1,500 meals a week, I think I would be able to make a salary and take care of my family. Yeah. That's my wife still working. And 4 years later, I had a number in mind. We'll just say whatever, 6,000. I knew if we got to 6,000 meal preps, I would about be at capacity. Yep. It would put too much stress on my kitchen, and then that's the wheels would fall off. Well, 4 years later, we're at 6,000 meals a week. And I still get texts, hey, can you feed this team? Can you do that? And I now have the confidence to say, hey, I just can't take that on, respectively. Like, I'm in a unique situation of thankfulness and gratefulness, but
you know, it's at the seam
so much
still.
Work that I don't need this flyer. I don't need the sponsorship. Like, I'm at max capacity. So thank you.
Does it feel weird to be at that point? A little?
Oh, it's wild. I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking, will it fall off? Will it fall off? And especially since the new edition of Willersburg, we launched our 4th location roughly about 4 weeks ago, and it's just continue to grow each week.
It'll only fall off if Matt falls off.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my staff. When Lucasville is the headquarters, we are only as good as this facility right here. And that's why,
because that's the driver of everything.
That's why I got to stop in. I got to water staff. Like, the staff want my attention. I get that. And I want to have conversation. I want to know about their kids. I can't know everything all the time, but I would be super selfish and set myself up to fail if I didn't make 30 minutes out of my week to make them feel special.
For sure. 100%. Really good, Matt. All right. Couple more. Then we'll be out of here. Most people know how to lose, but don't know how to win. Is that ever a thing that you had trouble with as it started to work, Matt? A lot of people will say like imposter syndrome or self-sabotage. Like, talk through that, because I think people always talk about, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. Do they know how to win? Did you know how to win?
No, it started with leadership within my home. You know, my dad failed. My mother just starved to get by, right? So I didn't see, even when my mom kind of remarried, it wasn't the most healthy relationship. So no, I didn't know what winning looked like. And then when I began to step out on my own, he's a fraud, he's an imitator. But I think most people they're not exposed to winning. There's only 3 or 4 people in town, they're winners, right? They have some secret sauce. No, what they have was the ability to overcome, endure, and play the long ball game. Very few people have it. I have many friends that have still shown up to a work and a job that they dislike. I've been on this journey for 10 years. I tell them every day, hey, if you would just give up 6 months of your life, wake up 2 hours earlier, and work 2 hours after work, it could all change.
Facts.
But are we willing to give up 6 months? They just keep putting it off. So losing.
You feel like it almost felt like that was not ultimately loss because people were still operating, but like that was the baseline. Like it just never works out.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like for me.
Small town mindset. Small town. You're not him. You're not them. You're not good enough. Your last name's not this. And nobody is ringing a bell, say, hey, go start a business.
Yeah.
It's
or go build that name to be. So I kept coming onto this dialogue that I had to be the first one.
Yeah.
And I think that, I also understood that the undertaking was severe and it was going to take a really long time. And I honestly think that lent a lot of like really good fortune to me because I knew it wasn't going to happen in even maybe the first part of my career. I thought it was going to take my entire career, Matt, which I believe it's a work in progress continually. But the reality is like, I didn't expect to have the success that I did. And even like when I ended up in the supplements and had like the one that most people know me for, there was 10 years before that, not even knowing that was even going to be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that I just kept putting forth that effort to think when I'm done, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
When I'm done, my kids will be different. And understanding that is the longest game, career long.
Yeah.
And I think like not having a different expectation helped me a ton. And I did see growing up a few people that were winning, and I saw they clearly were operating different than my family was operating. And I could feel that, the freedom, but also the pressure, as what we deal with, and the bullshit from time to time where I wouldn't see them for 2 days and then they're home at 10 a.m. hanging out. You know what I mean? Like I saw this type of entrepreneurship, but I didn't realize what I was looking at. But I did know they used to work with my dad and now they don't. They do this.
Yeah.
And so I think even processing that as a 10, 12, 14-year-old kid going, they used to work with the same shift as my dad. Now they're doing this and I'm driving their 4-wheeler and their boys got the dope Monte Carlo and like, I didn't know how to process it all the way, but I was watching it and I was going, something's going on. And I didn't get a chance to share it with that family till I got older. They had no clue. They're like, we didn't even know you was watching. I'm like, well, I wasn't going to say it. I just was at your house because it was fun.
Yeah.
And, their kids ended up being entrepreneurs and doing great things too because they set such an example. But yeah, it was like unbelievable, but you have to see it. That's why I think under the hood's so important.
Yeah. Last week, I just interviewed a guy, Mike Glockner. So it's coming out this weekend. His family's ran a car dealership for 178 years, 6 generations. 178 years.
That's Rockefeller's.
6 generations.
Damn.
Family, uber wealth. I mean, don't even talk about money, but the money goes on for a long time. And I told him that me and him's the same age, graduated in 2001. We chased girls together. We drank beer together. He was the guy that had everything. But as I got older, so I feel like I almost am in 2 or 3 different lives here. I got 0 to 18.
Yeah.
That I'm in the trailer just trying to survive, being this. I got 18 to 33. Around 33 is whenever I came in contact with you, or 31, 32, something like that. But 18 to 33, I was just wilding out, being a young adult.
Just being a dude.
Yeah, being a dude. Trying to figure out how to pay a credit card with 22% interest and get married, have kids, all that.
Yeah.
And then 33 years old, I went on this growth mindset for the past 10 years. And as I interviewed Mike, I was like, man, I'm so thankful for your family. At least from 33 to now, I get to look at from a bird's eye view how winners operate. And man, I can't wait for you to listen to that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Because I'm asking him about at what age did you know you began, like you was different? He was like, man, like second and third grade, I just realized we operate a little bit different here. Dad goes to work every single day, but there's standards in our house. And yeah, so
that's like I'm like borderline obsessed with that, because then you can only replicate it if you start to understand what it's supposed to feel and look like.
Yeah, and I know there's, like you said, a couple families out there that as a young age, and then now as you're in Columbus, a wealth of entrepreneurs and successful, but you can look from afar and be like, oh, that's how that dude operates.
100%.
All you gotta do is copy and steal, right?
I can't wait to listen to that. Yeah. So did you think like there was like by the end of that interview, you felt like you got some good nuggets?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, we were in tears, crying a little bit. So what's unique about him 5 years ago, so at 37, he has a stroke, wakes up in a coma. So a dude that he don't have to work a day.
He has everything
life,
basically,
but he does work. His wife is a volleyball coach. Yeah, it all comes down to service. What am I going to do? I can only play golf so much, right?
Of course.
But I was like, all right, Mike, so you wake up, take the Glockner name off of you, take away the bank account. Who is Mike Glockner? You know what I mean? And he's like, all I want to be resembled, all I want people to know me from is if I can represent my father. Like his father is just an OG, no nonsense, blue jeans, t-shirt. Like, come on, Dad, like you look homeless.
Yeah.
And just shows up.
Bazillions,
80 years old, still goes to work every single morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm excited to check that out. All right, I think we ran enough. You got anything for me before we get out of here?
All right, Cory, last question.
Sure.
This is something that intrigues me. I'm just going to hit you with, we may have talked about it before. What is your definition of wealth?
My definition of wealth is probably evolved, right? Because I think there was a difference. I would say coming out of the trailer, we want to look rich.
Yeah.
We don't understand wealth. It's different, right? Wealth is freedom. Wealth is financial IQ. Wealth is passing it down and an understanding of how we operate. The conversations I'm having with AG, they're about wealth. Because he's old enough to understand my expectation of how we're going to steward this ongoing generations. I think the way I look at my time has a different type of wealth to it. To understand like my value has a different kind of wealth to it. I think that's like wealth is like a maturity, I think, at least from me, because I started not understanding financial IQ or value of time or any of those things, really having to evolve and teach myself these things, right? And I think like there is nice things I want, but it's funny because they're not as required as they once were, because I understand it, that the freedom to do this today, because this is what I want to do and what I choose to do, is true wealth. And I think that if you can fight for the freedom, I think that's what all of us fight for as entrepreneurs, right? And really everybody wants. And I watched, from back to your point of seeing not how people, my dad only could come to one basketball game a year my entire high school career, because that was the only week he was off that he could make it. It's unfortunate, and he loved basketball. And it was one of the things we shared that we both really had a love for, which is why you see in the island, that's part of me, right?
Yeah.
And so like when I think about allowing your job to dictate that's how you operate with your family is sad to me. And I knew that was going to be a proponent of something that I would never like have happen to me. And so once again, by seeing it one way, I took the complete opposite way. And as I started to understand passive income and assets and understand liabilities and like basic financial IQ, I started to realize like even rappers, right? Jay-Z is a good example. Jay-Z 1 or 2 albums in looks rich. Jay-Z now is wealthy. Mm-hmm. Look at the difference. Yeah. Now, whether you like his hair or the way he dressed, whatever, but there's a different vibe. He doesn't feel like you got to see the watch. Yeah. He knows you got it. You see what I'm saying? So there's a different, to me, being around people that are multi-generational, they just know they got money. They know you know they got money. They don't got to tell you. And they can tell you by the way they operate or by the way they move. And I think that's, kind of the stuff that I'm trying to get my family towards, But that's the way I look at it. And I think also wealth is education, man. Not maybe the education of like, I went to college education, the education out here. I have a wealth of knowledge from experience and from doing things the wrong way and now doing things what I believe is the right way. And I only think that I wish I would have been obsessed about the finance as much as I was about the muscles a little earlier. Because once you understand that, you look at the world completely different. And that's what I think.
Yeah, super
Is that a good
cool
answer?
Yeah, great answer. Hey, this just hit me, and we're gonna go here. I just felt like you and I share a common bond.
Okay.
Your father passed away in a car wreck.
Yeah.
My father passed away in a car wreck. Right now, I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to say one statement to Andon, Madeline, and AG, and Rachel. Just say something to each one of those.
Yeah.
Just
maybe they would look back on. It's crazy. I just watched something, Matt, that made me think about this. Man, I'm gonna chop up her name. Her name is Jane, but she was like this crazy conservationist with like the planet and nature, and she just died at 91. Wow. They did an interview on Netflix, her famous last words, and they locked it away till she died. And so she got an interview to say her views on things. Yeah. And then the interviewer left and just said, and the cameras were all remote control. So no one was behind them. So that no one knew what she said. And said, it's on, it's going to run. And when you come out, it's done, right? And she just passed away October 1st. And so they aired it on Netflix. You have to watch it. It's really powerful. Yeah. But it's a similar thing. Like every time I do something like this, I already think about that. Yeah. And you should too, right? Sure. As you're doing this 52 weeks. And I'll tell you where this comes from, and then I'll answer your question. Chris Moore from Barbell Shrug. Yeah. Love that dude. Passed away 20 episodes, 40 episodes after the one I did, which really changed my life, to be honest. And I immediately thought, he had kids that are 3 and 5, I think at the time. Mm-hmm. They will know Chris from 200 episodes of Barbell Shrug. Yeah. Because they won't know him as an adult because he passed away when they were really little. And so you think about content from that. And so kind of come back to your question is like, I need every one of my kids and your kids too. They're going to want to change something about what we did, Matt. Yeah. But knowing that the intention was what we're building, which is this whole new life. That's your phone. Amazing. What we're building with complete intention and tons of work is a whole different way of operation in life, right? To know that there's going to be some things that we lose and the crumbles and the cracks along the way that they might not want to replicate. I always think about this like, will my daughter want to marry somebody as busy as me? I don't know, right? Mm-hmm. I know she's going to want to marry somebody probably driven because that's what she saw, right? To the level, that's to be determined. But my point is that none of the stuff that was lost in the cracks was on intention. It was all based around the intention of changing everything. And so I want to make sure that they just know this body of work was for all of us. Yeah. Sometimes it can look like it's selfish and not for all of us, but there's a level of foundation that has to be created so it can be. And that just requires, you got to trade something for it. So everybody has to sacrifice in it. I know you feel it every day. For sure. There's a sacrifice that goes in for the change. And then now I believe my family's at a point where we're getting a chance to reap those benefits of the freedom and the wealth and the opportunity and the expectation and the understanding because of it. And so to me, I would sign up again the same way, not change a thing. Although I'd like to go back and change a few things, but I wouldn't be me if I was. And that's what I would say is that even if you thought there was something that was intentional, it wasn't. That the intention was the whole thing. Yeah. There you go. Good episode.
All right. Cory G.
Man. Yeah, man.